Today, I have for you the fifth release from Second Hour Watches, which is also their first field watch release. I've been along for the ride with Second Hour since their very first watch came out, and they just seem to keep getting better and better. The watch I have today is the Sattelberg. I have two of four versions of the watch, a fully loomed dial and a slate gray. Big thanks to Second Hour Watches for lending these into the channel. So let's get straight to it and check out the watches. Now, like they always do, Second Hour has pulled no punches when it comes to the spec sheet, and same goes for the design of the watches. The owner puts a lot of thought into his designs, and even though at first look it seems to be a relatively simple, straightforward field watch, there's many little details you discover as you kind of explore the dial and the case. There's a total of four versions of the watch. There's the Beacon, which is the fully loomed dial, and also the only model with a DLC coated case in a gunmetal finish. There's the Officer, which is the most traditional field watch with the black dial. There is the Service Blues with a brushed dial, and the Gunsmoke also with a brushed dial. We'll start off with the Gunsmoke version. There's something about a brush dial, especially in slate gray like this, that I really like. It always looks a little different depending on the lighting situation and can go from a dark gray, almost black, to really popping and showing off the brushwork in brighter situations. The dials on all models feature a printed crosshair with the logo just above. They've kept the dial symmetrical with the date placement at the 6 o'clock. At every other hour is an applied numeral, except for the 12 with the larger applied steel marker. The steel hour markers are really well finished, even getting in tight with the macro lens. I like the combination of those orange accents against the gray dial, and they did it in signature second hour style by dividing the 12 hours into three with the orange marker at 4, 8, and 12. The handset is laser cut and finished to a high polish. I like the look, not your typical cookie cutter handset. As far as loom goes, both the regular and fully loomed dial models are super solid in the loom department. I'm especially impressed with the Beacon. Most of the fully loomed watches I've seen tend to have blotchy loom where there's darker spots here and there. It's tricky to get it evenly applied across the whole dial, but this looks just about perfect. The loom they're using is BGW9, and I'm really happy with the loom on both models. We'll swap over to the Beacon here for a second with the DLC coated case. The cases are treated with a hard coating, bringing the hardness up to 1200 Vickers. I've had a few watches now with that same or at least a similar treatment, and it does seem to hold up over time. The cases are well finished, and it's one of those easy to wear designs. It's slim, and the contour of the case sits great on wrist. The case back has the name of the watch, Sattelberg, the date November 17th to the 25th, 1943, and a location in New Guinea. I wasn't familiar with Sattelberg until now, but Second Hour sums it up in their press release by saying, "The Sattelberg is named after Sattelberg in the Huon Peninsula, New Guinea, not much more than a large hill at 896 meters. Sattelberg was a pivotal campaign in which Australian troops played a critical role, helping to turn the tide in the Pacific theater." So, a nice tribute to the folks that served in that area at the time. Running the watch is the Miyota 9015, which is a 24 joule movement beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour with a power reserve of approximately 40 hours. We'll unscrew the screw down crown, which is a signed crown. Winding action is a tiny bit gritty. It's nothing majorly noticeable, but just a bit. Now, these watches each come with two straps. There is a leather-backed canvas as well as a two-piece elastic strap, both with quick release. Since I've had these, I've been wearing the gray on the canvas and the other on the elastic strap. And having both of these come with the watch is a really nice add-on. The elastic is, and I can't remember who I heard describe them like this, but it's like sweatpants for your wrist. It is very comfortable. The canvas is too, and I slightly prefer the canvas, but it will need a couple of day break-in period. If you work it in with your hands when you first get it, it does help to speed up that break-in process though. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 40.1 millimeters. The lug to lug is 46.5 millimeters. Lug opening 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 9.9 millimeters. Water resistance is 100 meters, and the crystal is sapphire with an anti-reflective treatment. And here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist, and I think it looks and wears great. I think it's sized really well, that it's going to work on a lot of different wrist sizes. Definitely one to put on the list of solid everyday watches. It's a classic looking design, but different enough to make it that much more interesting compared to a lot of field watches out there. Cost for these is going to be $475 USD for the DLC, $455 for the other three models. No crowdfunding or pre-orders here either. These will be available on the 17th or 18th of February, depending on your time zone, and will be ready to ship right away. Link to where you can find them will be below. Thanks for taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.